spent a good chunk of this morning organizing and cleaning and throwing garbage out and decluttering and etc. etc. That's what I've been doing for like literally 2 hours now. I completely reorganized my yarn stash, and I put away all the yarn that has come in recently, went through my own yarn stash, pulled out a bunch of stuff to put in the giveaway bin, and it's all organized. So I thought I would take you on a tour of my yarn stash. Now, what I will say is this may seem like a lot of yarn to you, depending on who you are, or this may seem like a little bit of yarn to you. I don't know where you are personally. Please know that like most of this yarn has been gifted, and it has been because of how little I crocheted and knit with Nova, and because when I was pregnant with Nova, because I was so sick, and because of how little time I have had this year. Like for the first 6 months of her life, I didn't hardly touch yarn at all. I haven't been using yarn like I normally would at my normal volume. I know that will change at some point, but typically there's a lot more going out, like being made into things, either designs or being passed along to people, etc. So just a disclaimer, most of this yarn has been yarn support from lovely, lovely people. And what I have pulled out to go in the giveaway bin, which is now full again for 2022, is just beautiful things that I think I really want to share with the world, and also some things that were in my stash that I just don't have a project in mind for, or don't have some idea of what I will do it. Like I pulled out a whole sweater quantity of Brava Sport that I've had. I purchased it myself several years ago, and I just haven't made it into a sweater, and I think someone should make it into a sweater. So that will be a giveaway next year. There's also 4 skeins of lace weight yarn that I had purchased for a design that never came to fruition. So I pulled out all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna stop rambling and show you the yarn stash, take you on a tour, if you will. So this is my husband's office, and we have a closet, and in the closet is my yarn. So as you can see, there is bins. This is my yarn stash. So they're all in clear plastic bins. The one on the bottom is all acrylic yarn, and the next one up is mostly acrylic yarn too. So you can see wool-like poking out from there. So all of these 2 bottom bins are acrylic, and except for a portion of that wool-like, pretty much all of that I've purchased myself over the years. I just never get rid of any yarn ever. So I like to organize by, if it's acrylic yarn, it's usually at the bottom. Not because it's less important, just that's where I have it. And then things above that are either natural fibers or some kind of animal fiber, just so that I can keep them separate. So we have acrylic yarn, mostly worsted weight except for the woolite. And there is some, what am I trying to say, bulky weight yarn in the bottom one as well, like Bernat velvet and things like that. This next one is all worsted and DK and sport weight yarn. And like this is a sweater's quantity of Stylecraft Special DK that I bought while I was in the UK in 2018 to make a sweater in. It still hasn't been done. So all of this is worsted and DK weight yarn, and a little bit of sport as well as lace weight yarn. So this whole bin is full of various sizes. I just know that it's worsted or DK, and lace weight yarn is all in here. This next one is fingering weight yarn of various kinds, as well as, you can see this little pink thing down here. That's like odds and ends, like pom-pom makers and any kind of craft supplies are in this one as well. And sock yarn. Any of my actual sock yarn, like for socks, not just fingering weight yarn, is in this bin as well. And any kind of multiple skeins of yarn that go together that I can make sweaters or garments out of. So I have a couple of like 4 skeins or 3 skeins together. They're in this bin right here. And then the top one is fingering weight yarn, usually some kind of 75-25 blend, but could be any kind of yarn. You can see that most of them are bagged inside. I just like to have the extra layer of protection. But on the other side of this bin are a bunch of, you can see this is not bagged. So we have single like fingering weight skeins up here. We have sock yarn and any kind of multiple skeins here. This is worsted, lace weight, sport weight DK, all in one bin. And these 2 are worsted, bulky, and fine acrylic yarns. On top, I have all of my blocking mats. I got these on Amazon years ago. I got 2 sets for $8 each. And then if I open this, we can see down at the very bottom, down here is my podcast box. So this box was almost empty, I would say. It was like this full. And so I have filled it up completely to the brim with yarn, and either things from my stash over here or things that have come in recently, so that this is like stocked for giveaways and to spread the warmth in 2022. This is my mailing supplies. So anytime anyone sends me anything, I try to save the packaging, and it's just in a bag I got from Joann's. And any odds and ends that I'm going to share with the world in giveaways as well, like bags of tea and stuff, is in here as well. So this is all packaging. And then the last little bit of yarn, I have this box, and it wasn't in this box. This is a box that Emmy, my delightful friend, sent me from Penzeys Spices. And so I put leftovers in here. So these are partial skeins, anywhere from 20 to like 50 gram skeins. These are itty bitty balls of yarn. So 10 grams or less, just scraps, just complete scraps. And then this right here is my special box of very, very treasured yarn. My husband got me this trunk a while ago for Christmas one year, and I have put like the most special skeins of yarn that I don't even know if I'll ever make anything with, because that's how special they are. They live in here. And then you can see this one bag of 10 gram mimis. This is going to be for a blanket design if I can ever get my act together. So I thought I would just open this and show you. It's a little bit full. Let me take it out and then I'll show you. Okay, so I'm gonna open this. I'm not gonna pull out everything that's in here because I don't know how I'll get it back the same way. But what is in here is like the most treasured skeins that I've ever owned in my life. Like, they are so precious to me. That's why they're in this special trunk that my husband got. So these two were a gift from my lovely friend Emmy. This is like a purple mohair. It's all hail, the purple one. It's lace weight silk alpaca yarn. It's like a, and the reason it's in there is because they're very special, but also I have these other 2 purple skeins of yarn, and I want to make a design holding this lace double with this purple. I have one of the, actually 4 skeins of the last Fat Bunny yarns of all time. Fat Bunny yarn is my lovely, lovely friend Maria, who is a friend in real life, and she's a yarn friend as well. And she is no longer dying under Fat Bunny yarn, so like this is the last. This is very precious to me. And also, let's see, these 3. I ordered this one before she closed her business and one more, and she sent me some extras. So this is living in there because it's very, very special. I have these 2 Attic Spin Dye skeins. They're very special to me. Attic Spin Dye is Andy and Angela. They live in the UK, and they are just delightful, delightful people. And these are really special, so they're in there. I have, this is a skein that I purchased a long time ago from my local yarn store. Wow, I did not mean to just knock the camera that hard. It's a fiber seed yarn in Sprout Sock. I truly have never had any idea what I'm gonna do with this. But when I saw it, it like grabbed me. I had to leave the store with it. And so it sits in my special skein of yarn box because it's just that special. I don't know, every time I look at it, I'm filled with happiness. No idea why. I need to make it into something. Also in here are 2 skeins of Daydream Dye Works yarn in this pink and purple. It's sparkly. The reason those are in there is because I got them separately on a trip with the church that I used to work for. We would go away every year for a planning trip, and I got those in North Carolina at the same yarn shop 1 year apart. I got another skein the next year. I'm never gonna go back there because I don't work for that place anymore, and that ended badly anyways. But those skeins of yarn represent like just such beautiful memories to me. I don't know. I hope to make something with them someday. It just has to be the right project. I also have a little bag in here of Moon Tower Dye Works yarn. Moon Tower Dye Works is truly one of the most fabulous dyers on the existence of the planet, in my opinion. It is the first yarn dyer I think I ever really got obsessed with. Her name is Anna, and she is just an amazing human. And some of this I have purchased. If you remember, like way back at the beginning of my podcast, I ordered some of this yarn. I haven't I made a design in her yarn, the Bellatrix shawl. And so this is her yarn because she's a special person to me and I just think she's wonderful. And she sent some of this to me as a gift and some of it I purchased a long time ago. And then the last thing that I'm gonna pull out of here is some woolen vine yarns. This, I can't believe, whoa, this must be four years old, possibly, maybe more. It's the only order I've ever placed from her, and I'm just like obsessed with her whole aesthetic. I love her yarn. It's beautiful. I got 2 merino singles. That was before I knew what merino singles even were, really. I like I was being such a dum-dum. I ordered them. I was like, oh my gosh, I can make socks out of those. And then I did a little research once I actually received them in the mail, and I was like, I definitely cannot make socks out of that. They will not last. So they're really special. I don't know why. They're some of the very first fingering weight skeins I ever bought ever. And I bought them during a really good year, if I remember correctly. Like it was just a positive, happy memory year. So, and this one, so I bought these 2 over here, and this one was a gift from a lovely person. So those are in there because they're like, these are just really special. This skein of yarn is in there. It's called Cow Tipping. It was a gift from my lovely dear friend Amanda, who is a long-time viewer of this podcast and friend. And for some reason, this skein, above all other skeins ever in the world, just makes me think of her and fills my heart with joy. And so it's in there. And every time I open this box, I'm like, cow tipping. It makes me so happy. And then, let's see, what else can I show you? There's one more little bag of yarn in here, and I don't even know if I can show these to you. This is a skein from my lovely friend Leah, who used to be Sheep Happens Yarn. She's not dying anymore either, so that's very special to me. This is hand dyed by a friend. Both of these are, in fact. This was hand dyed by a lovely person that I met a long time ago. And then this final one was hand dyed by Acorn Willows. So these are all just, you may be like, wow, this is so much yarn. These are just, I think most of them are quite old in the sense that I've had them for some time and they mean a lot to me. And so I keep them very safe and very special in their little bags in the trunk that my husband got me. And someday I will use them all in the most perfect projects that you've ever seen in your life. But until then, they will live protected and safe in a Harry Potter trunk. So that is the tour of the yarn stash. I don't know, maybe you think this is like super excessive, or maybe this seems like nothing to you. Maybe you have so much yarn. I'm just really excited to start using some of this yarn, just pulling it all out and going through it, filling up this box for 2022 to spread the warmth to all of you. Like, just made me so happy. And I'm in such a good mood now. I probably should have been using that time to like crochet, but this was so needed and so just delightful to do. So I'm really happy to have my 5 little bins organized and my Harry Potter trunk organized. So.
first. That's how you do it. You got it. Woo! Good job. Good job, baby girl. You got it. And feet first. Feet first. Feel it out with your foot. There you go.
Hi friends, it's almost 9 o'clock. Everyone's in bed and I am popping on here to wrap up this vlog. It was a really nice day. We didn't have any plans for the first time in ages. The holiday season is extra busy, especially because of my occupation as a pastor. Tomorrow's our big Christmas service, so I've got to kind of get prepped for that, but I mean, I've had weddings every weekend, we've had events, we've had family over, like nothing was scheduled last night, nothing was scheduled all day today, so I just got to hang out with my family and Nova, and I had the best thought today, because like I'm 32, I'll be 33 next year. Yes, that's right. I can't count apparently, and like, let's call it like I'm at half my life. I mean, barring some like health event or something like that, like I'll probably live in my 70s, like that seems average for women. So I've lived 32 years already, but the next 32 years, I get to live all of them, and Nova will be in them. Isn't that just like made me the happiest person today. I had that thought and it like filled my heart with so much happiness. She's just talking up a storm. She's the best. She went to bed. She was so tired at bedtime because when we were at the park, she finally connected the dots of how to go down more than one step at a time. We've been practicing this for quite a while. We've been teaching her, go feet first. We don't have stairs in our house, but like I'm trying to teach her feet first so that if she's around stairs and I'm not like immediately right behind her, if something happens, like she can get up and down them safely. She got going up, no problem. It's the going down that has been a struggle for her. She must have gone up and down the stairs 25 times, like at least up and down and up and down and up and down. So she was so exhausted. And when we got back from the park and eating dinner, we stopped at a Mexican restaurant to eat dinner, which honestly we shouldn't have. I just didn't feel like cooking. And we went grocery shopping this morning, but everything has to be cooked. There's no like quick and easy, just heated up foods. So I have to actually do some cooking, which is fine. I didn't want to do it, but I should have come home and spent 20 minutes cooking because we stopped at a Mexican restaurant and I got a quesadilla. And in the back of my head, I was like, that's not really going to make you feel good. And it didn't. My body did not like that very much. It wasn't like a violent reaction or anything, but I definitely had a bit of a headache afterwards and my stomach wasn't very happy and I just kind of felt like for a couple hours. So yeah, maybe next time I will listen to my body cues and come home and cook food. But there was a box waiting for me when I got home. Now I kind of expected this box. I knew the box was coming. It's from a lovely person named Leslie. Hi, Leslie. I know you're watching. She contacted me after I talked about soap making and said she had some extra soap making supplies that she would be happy to send to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so great. Because I would love to make some soap. And she's like, I'll put a little bit of box filler in there, like a little bit of yarn. that maybe you can use. I have now learned that anytime anyone says that to me, like, what? It's a lie. A little bit of yarn. This whole box. My goodness. So there is, I'm not going to pull the soap making supplies out, but there's a few soap molds. There's glycerin, there's charcoal, there's like scents and stuff, and soap base. What is that? Sunflower oil, I think. So there's all kinds of little soap making things in there, which is really, really exciting. But I have to show you, this yarn. The first thing that is so cute is she made this for Nova. This gingerbread man. Nova is obsessed. I tried to get some good videos, but she was really tired by the time I was trying to do that, and it didn't work out super well. We take a walk every night, and we took this on our walk, and Nova basically like ate its face the whole time. I don't understand what she does with stuffed animals and dolls and stuff. Like, if she really likes something, she doesn't just smush it to her face or like hug it. She like bites its face. And I think she's trying to kiss it, and she just doesn't have like the skills to like not nom. I don't know, but it was really cute. She was just like, I'm not gonna bite his face. It's already been pre-nommed. So you can see this gingerbread guy has been pre-nommed by Nova. She loves him. I had to take him out of her room before bedtime so that I could show you. Thank you, Leslie. She really loves it. She really loves me. So let me show you some yarn. And then you be the judge of whether this is a little bit of box filler. There is a bag of Barocco Marmot. Marmot. Is that an animal? Isn't there an animal that's a marmot? A marmot? A marmot? I know it's only 9 p.m., but clearly my brain is shutting down. This is 100% nylon yarn, and you can see through the plastic, it's very fuzzy. It's like a chenille, velvety, that type of yarn, which I love using this type of yarn to make stuff with babies because they love soft things. So there's 5 50-gram balls of this, which would totally be enough to make something for a baby or an adult. She sent 3 skeins of this Knit Picks gloss lace, which is 70% merino, 30% silk. I believe these are 50-gram skeins, so they're about 400 yards each. So this is like 1,200 yards of lace weight yarn. I know I've said this before on the podcast, but I personally, if you're on a budget, I think that lace weight yarn is the best bang for your buck, because for 50 grams, you're getting over 400 yards of yarn, and it will take you forever to knit or crochet with. I actually have made a shawl out of this same exact yarn, probably, I want to say like 3 years ago now, but the yarn was hot pink. So I really think this is a great yarn. Knit Picks is a great yarn, very affordable. Depending on what you get, especially, but they have sales and all kinds of things. So Knit Picks I always recommend. There is, let's just pull this out. I have never seen anything like this. This is called Florafill Cotton Yarn in the American Wildflowers collection. It's 97% cotton and 3% nylon. Colorway is Meadow. It's like a bulky weight cotton. I assume the nylon is the thread that's spun with this single, making it have these little bumps. I've never seen any yarn like this in my life. This is so cool. Have you seen yarn like this? Comment below. What did you make with it? I'm like fascinated by this yarn. There is a 50-gram Jingle Jangle speckled stripe. Jingle Jangle speckled stripes. Both of them. It's so what is it, 100? 80% merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards. So they must be 50 grams each. It's Christmas sock yarn from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Tell me, y'all, can you read this, or does it show up backwards on your screen? I guess I could watch the video and find out. That means if there's 50 grams each of these, that if I put in contrast heels and cuffs, this is 2 pairs of Christmas socks. Dose. That's so cool. And I just am obsessed with striping Christmas yarn at the moment. But wait, there's more. There is this, which also so cool. I saw this and instantly thought I should make a cotton candy slouch hat out of this. It is Barocco Borealis, and I mean that's how to hit the nose on the head. It's very on the nose and hit the nail on the head. Man, I should have been in bed already, clearly. Barocco always has like color numbers. This is color 5086. I think if you go on their website, you can find a color name. This is 60% acrylic and 40% wool. It's pretty. It's not scratchy, so I think it would make a really good cotton candy slouch hat because it's a bulky weight yarn. This is Gnome Acres, which their tagline is no made, like homemade, but gnome made and nerd flavored. This is the colorway Skaney Dunker. It's 150 yards, 72 grams. Very earthy. This skein I'm also obsessed with. It seems like the color transitions are magical. This is Interlacement Presents Sweet Feet, hand dyed by Tracy Shu, 400 yards. It is a 63% merino, 18.5% silk, and 18.5% something I can't read in the tag because it's buried. Okay, so it's 63% superwash merino and 18.5% non-superwash merino and 18.5% silk. What an interesting combination. It's soft, but like I wouldn't necessarily wear this on my neck, I don't think. Maybe I would. I don't know. It's definitely a pretty sturdy sock yarn. So there's those 3. Ooh. There's going to be an avalanche off the couch behind me. I guarantee you. There's 2 Fiber Nymph Dyeworks skeins over here that a colorway I believe is Arrow Wear. It is, I think it's 100% merino, 490 yards. So that means this is a light fingering. Like rule of thumb, I don't know if you will find this helpful at all, but like rule of thumb for yardage is if you get around 400 yards for 50 grams or 800 yards for 100 grams, that's a lace weight yarn. If you're getting around 400 yards for 100 grams, that's fingering weight. DK, I want to say is like 250, sometimes 300, although 300 could also be a sport weight. Worsted is like 200 to 250. Bulky, like 100 to 150. So that being 490 yards, almost 500 yards, would be a light fingering. It's not quite a lace weight, but it's not quite a fingering weight either. It's a little bit thinner. So if you don't know, sometimes I know yarn labels don't have like what the weight is of yarn. You can always look at the yardage and make an educated guess. There's this neutral palette, which apparently Nova will be obsessed with. If you saw the podcast episode, this is 100% baby alpaca. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty and it's so soft. There's 4 of these from Irish Fairy Tale Yarns. This is also merino. This clearly was a kit or a shawl set of some kind or meant to go together because, I mean, they clearly go together perfectly. There is Maelstrom Fiber Arts in the colorway Velvet Boudoir. Boudoir. Is this the episode where I mispronounce everything? Yeah, so this yarn is amazing. Like the colors, they're so pretty. I have 2 more things to show you. There's this bag and 1 more bag. So this is also Irish Fairy Tale Yarns. This is the colorway Dalmatian because of course it is, clearly. Purdy would be very happy with this yarn. There's a ball of self-striping sock yarn from Cupby Cake Yarns in the colorway Rue, which apparently, it says parentheses, Hunger Games. I only ever watched the first Hunger Games movie and I never read the books. I never like got into it. I know it was a good franchise. It wasn't for me at the time that it came out, and I don't have time to go back now. Oh man, I'm yawning. Oh. Okay. And then a sock blank. This is Beautiful Mess Yarnworks. It's 75/25 merino nylon, and it's like stencil painted. So basically she dyed the sock blank and then stencil painted this tree, and it has a blue tree and a black tree, and it repeats all the way through. This is, it's so pretty. And then the last thing is a kit of yarn. This is Craftsy Cloudborne Fibers. It's a cotton sweater kit. So it's for the novelty sweater knitting kit. And I did some yardage calculations. This pattern is graded up to a size 56 bust, at least in the paper pattern that was included in that. And that is enough yarn to make it up to that size. So I don't know what the colorway is because the colorway is Thistle. So there's 600 gram skeins of this purple, and it's really not showing up on screen very well because of the terrible lighting in here. It's like this beautiful dusky purple. Let's see if I can. No, it's just not gonna show up. But it's really pretty. It's like pale, and that's better. It's almost like a silvery grayish purple. It's light, just like a thistle. And so, surprise, if you're watching Vlogmas, if you've watched my podcast, you know I had 2 giveaways going on during the last podcast episode. But if you're watching Vlogmas only, I'm going to do a surprise giveaway with this sweater kit right now. Here are the rules. Okay, I'm not opening a Ravelry thread for this because this is only for people who watch Vlogmas. And I know that's not everybody. So I only want the people who watch Vlogmas to be able to enter this. So I want you to comment below, but do not use the word giveaway. Okay? Just tell me what your favorite color to knit or crochet with is. If you type the word giveaway in, I'm going to get all these flags from YouTube, first of all, which is annoying, but I will delete that comment. So don't use the word giveaway, please. Just answer the question, what is your favorite color of yarn to knit or crochet with? I will ship anywhere in the world. I will draw a winner right after Christmas, so that's 1 week from today. And you will win 6 skeins, basically enough to make this sweater. You can, of course, make any pattern that you choose, but I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a sweater. Like I want to give a Christmas present to someone who watches Vlogmas, and I am clearly being so blessed right now. And I want to share the warmth and be a blessing as well. So if somebody comment below, what is your favorite color to knit or crochet with? And I will draw a winner in about a week. I will have to contact you on YouTube in the comments. So I will comment and say you've won, please send me your email address. And then you'll have a little bit to respond. So please, like monitor your comment responses so that if you do win, you don't miss it. Yeah. Leslie, thank you. I have to kind of sit down. Oh, there went the avalanche. Let me turn this a little bit. I have to kind of sit down and go through that. And I just organized all my yarns, so I know exactly where these yarns are going to go. I, of course, am going to put some of it away for giveaways. And I know for sure that I'm in a purple mood right now. Like, I don't know why, but that sock blank for sure will be made into socks. This will be a sweater or a massive shawl design. And then those the 50 gram stripy sock yarn, jingle jangle sock set. What am I saying? That will also be. I have plans for that. The rest of it I'll kind of look at and see if a design idea comes, then I will set that aside, and otherwise I'll set it aside to share with all of you. So yeah, I feel like this is getting long, but I suppose if you're watching Vlogmas, you don't mind the long, rambly episodes. I do want to say, I don't even know how to say this. I share my real life with you. Nova has slept for the past 3 nights. No problem at all. I think we're through the sleep regression part. She's over her cold. She's currently not teething, although there is another tooth that's probably about to come out. So it's been really, really nice tonight and the last 2 nights. It's been so nice. And I got a message. Normally, like, don't feed the trolls, right? Like, don't feed the internet trolls. If there's ever a nasty comment, like, I just delete it. Like, I don't care. I have a pretty thick skin. So what I'm going to say right now is not so that you comment and, like, offer your support. I just want you to know why I show my life the way I do. Someone basically said I complain too much. Yesterday, they were like, you complain too much. And maybe that's true. But actually, what I'm trying to do is show you what real life is like. Because I think part of our unique gifts as a human is to be able to put on a mask and deny who we really are, and deny what's going on in our life, and deny how we're feeling inside. And especially as a parent, if you're a parent, you probably already know this. It is so easy to fake it, right? Like, there's so many things I have to fake. Like, sometimes I have to fake being happy around Nova because she's going to pick up on my emotions. And this is what life is like with a 1-year-old who just turned 1. Like, there's some really bad days, and there's some really good days that are amazing. There's some really bad nights where she screams instead of sleeping. There's some really good nights where she goes to sleep, like tonight, like in 2 minutes she was out and has been out for 2 hours already. Some days she's sick, and some days I'm cranky, and some days I'm tired, and some days I'm happy and joyful and sad and mad and all of the emotions in a single day. And I share that with you not so that you feel sorry for me, but so that you know that I'm a human too, and you know that you're not alone. If you're in it with kids, or even not with kids, if you're in it right now because of your job is stressful, or your family life is stressful, or any reason why you might have ups and downs and good days and bad days, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Like, if you cried over your macaroni noodles that you were cooking today, you're not alone. If you haven't cleaned the way you want to in your house for whatever reason, you're not alone, right? If you woke up so grouchy, but now you're having a good night, you're not alone, and it's okay. Like, this is real life. I'm a human, and it's okay to be human. And I just think we spend so much time not being honest about what's happening in our lives. And I know I'm not saying you have to dump all your problems on everyone all the time, but I choose to share my life the way I do, not so that I will get sympathy, but so that if you're struggling, or you have struggled in the past, or maybe you will struggle in the future, maybe you can remember something that I've said or something that I showed in my life, and just realize that it's okay. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to feel frustrated and want to cry. It's okay to feel angry and ragey and want to yell at something. All of that is okay. It doesn't absolve us of our responsibility of, like, working through those emotions, but I want you to know that you're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. And all of the areas that we struggle, I'm getting emotional. All of the areas where we struggle are just areas where we need more support. And sometimes the support isn't there. Like, maybe I wouldn't struggle so much with this parenting thing if we had childcare, but we don't. Like, it's not possible. Financially, way out of our budget. Maybe it would be different if someone other than one other person in the entire world, my mom, could watch her. So my husband and I could, like, go out or have a night to ourselves. But that's not our reality. So if I'm having a bad day, yeah, it's a sign that I need more support. But sometimes the support isn't there, and you kind of have to do life anyways. And I think that's okay too, to do life anyways. So if you're struggling, just know, I know you may not have all the support you want and all of the support you need right now. Keep going. The scenery will change if you just keep going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. The grass will become greener as you keep moving forward. And it's a journey. And it's all about the journey. It's not about the destination. Healing is a process. I wish it was a thing that was one and done, but it's not. So that was very long and very rambly, and hopefully that made sense. I feel like it's really late. This is like my 3 a.m. rambles with Hannah in the living room, except it's 9:15. So this is a very long vlog because I've been talking forever now. Enter the giveaway, but don't use that word. What is your favorite color of yarn to knit or crochet with? And I hope that was meaningful to you. I don't know. But thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you. And thank you for Nova's gingerbread man. She loves him. And I will see y'all in the morning. Sweet dreams, friends. The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep.